Welcome back to the Hurry Up Offense. We are back for 2022. Now, this would be 10 minutes of fantasy football news and advice, but being this is preseason, I would usually do something like some breakouts and some advice going into your draft. It is late this year. The season is coming right up. So instead of doing all that, we can talk about breakouts anytime. I just want to go on a quick little rant and give my advice on something right now. One of my tips for fantasy football is to always seek out as many forms of information and advice as possible. There are so many fantasy football podcasts and YouTube channels and things like that out there. And you can use them all. Use as many as you can. That's how you do that. That's how you win. That's how you get better. That's how you get unbiased information. Even if you do receive biased information, you receive information from many sources that are going to have many slants and angles on it. So you can get as much information downloaded into your brain as possible so that you can make informed decisions without one single slant or angle or opinion on that decision. So I hope that makes sense to you. But while seeking out these sources, I came across a certain podcast. One of the bigger podcasts, not the comedy podcast that everybody in the world seems to listen to. They're great. And like I said, that is only one opinion in fantasy football, so you want to seek out more than that. But that show is great, and you know who those three guys are. No need to explain. But this other podcast, they have tools. They're probably the biggest name in fantasy football as far as information and website and podcasting and tools. And tools is the thing that I want to talk about right now. They offer tools where you can upload your lineup, your roster, and they will set a lineup for you. They have tools where they will draft for you. They have tools where they will basically run the entire season for you. Not only give you advice on who you should look at starting, but no, they have tools that will actually set your lineup for you. Now, if you're in a 10-man or 12-man league, this makes absolutely no sense. You're playing against your friends and neighbors and whoever this may be, office mates, things like that. And they think they are playing against you, but no, they are playing against an algorithm that this company has set up who sets your lineup for you. Now, if you're playing for money, that should make your league mates mad. If you are using these devices to basically play for you, this is wrong. Now, if you're playing DFS, you're a degenerate gambler or something like that, that's fine. I play DFS. I am a degenerate gambler, so I can say this. I don't use algorithms because personally I have more fun trying to beat the algorithms, but the algorithms usually win in DFS, and that's understandable because it has been taken over by gamblers rather than people who just have a love for fantasy football. I get it. It still kind of sucks that these people are not honestly really putting in the time to win. They're just using a computer program, an algorithm to set the lineups for them. And if you want to do it the old-fashioned way like I play, then you have to work extra hard. You have to be on top of the game, and you're just not going to win as much. That's just the nature of the beast. And as far as DFS goes, we have to deal with that. There's no way around it at this point. I can't see any way to stop it. But the old-fashioned sport, yes, I'm going to say old-fashioned. Yeah, the game has been around, 20, 25 years? Maybe a little longer. People were playing out of magazines back in the day. But as far as our computer program-based, our app-based, our website-based version of the game, it's only been around a little while, but I'm still going to say it's the good old-fashioned game of fantasy football. The game of probability that we all know and love. We use analytics, we use trends, we use cycles. Sometimes we just use good old looking at a player and guessing. That's what we do, and we have fun doing it. If you are coming into fantasy football as a newbie and you do not take the time to learn this game and you use a program using an algorithm to set your lineup for you, then that is disgraceful. I don't care what your stance is on this. You are playing against people who think they are playing the game the right way, and you should be playing the game the same way they are. You should learn how to win at this game. Trust me, it's possible. It's possible within a few years you can go from absolutely knowing nothing to winning at this game. But it is disrespectful to use an algorithm, a computer program, a website, or an app to set your lineup for you, and especially to draft for you. I may be setting a lineup. Okay, I can give you that. You can use the data, projected points and whatnot to set your lineup for this week. I get it. A lot of people do that anyway, right? They look at the projected points and they just plug in the highest player without doing the work to come up with their own educated guesses. That's understandable to a certain extent. But if you're using it to draft your team, you have put absolutely nothing into this game, and you are using a computer program with an algorithm to draft your team, you are not worth playing this game. That's my thoughts on that. I'll tell you this right now. If you are listening to this and you are in one of my leagues and you use one of these tools to draft your team and to set your lineup each week, I don't care. I am still going to beat you because I have learned how to beat algorithms in this game. But not everybody can do that. And that's not bragging on myself. I'm just a nerd who spent that much time figuring this thing out. But for the average person playing this game, that is completely disrespectful to them. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is a bad direction that this game is headed in. If we are moving toward algorithms playing the game for us. What are we playing for? What is the fun in this game if we're not playing against other people? But you do that to me, I'm still going to win. Know that. I am still going to beat you. Keep that in mind. Alright, I'll be putting out this show Wednesday to Thursday before each Thursday night game of the season. This is the Hurry Up Offense. We've been doing this for 3 seasons now, so it's getting to be that time again where we just crank this thing back up into full gear, and I will put out one each week to get you ready for the weekend so you can set your own lineup each week and not use an algorithm. Talk about degenerates. Oh, it makes me mad. It really does. Please subscribe to the Beyond Football channel. I am Smokey Ramirez, your fantasy football pro. I'll see you next week. Deuces.